Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys a little dupes video. It was just something that I thought of as I was looking through my makeup collection. I noticed that I tend to gravitate towards very similar types of products, and I know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm buying makeup too. Usually I don't usually just kind of buy random makeup or base my purchases off of pure marketing. Usually when I buy makeup it's with a purpose, and I'm not usually huge into trying new things, but anyway, let's just go ahead and start with the dupes that I have for you guys today. So I think I'm going to go in order of application. So I'm going to do some face. I got some face powders here. I've got some highlights, and then I've got just one dupe for some eyeliner here, and then I've got two lip options as well. So I guess starting with the face powders that I have here, I believe I've mentioned these in a previous video, I'm not sure which one, but I have the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in shade 1, which is the fairest shade, and then the dupe that I have, I guess this is the dupe that I have that's for a little more expensive of an item. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light. So I'll go ahead and just show you. They look very different side by side, but the dupe that I found is when they're applied to the face. So as you can tell, the Hourglass one is a very bright white. It's kind of a cool white finishing powder. I like to use this underneath my eyes, and same with the Laura Mercier as well. This is a little more, it seems a little more tinted, a little more flesh toned, but the reason why I figured that they're a dupe for each other, it's really the effect that they give, on the face and underneath the eyes. I'll just kind of swatch them next to each other. You won't be able to see it because they blend into the skin so well and so beautifully, and that's why I like them. And I know that the Hourglass is a couple dollars more expensive, so if you wanted to just kind of dip your toes, I mean, you can't even see it. If you just kind of wanted to dip your toes into a setting powder that's a little more glowy, if you have dry skin, if you really want to work on highlighting the under eye, I think they're both really great options. I do have to say though, my favorite out of these two is probably the Hourglass, just because on me it gives, since it's a little whiter, a little brighter, it does give a little more of a brightening effect, but the effect from the Laura Mercier is also just as beautiful, and I think they're just so similar on the face that I don't think anyone's gonna look at you and tell a difference. But yeah, so I'd say, I guess in terms of like, is it 100% dupe? No, but I'd say it's a pretty good 90% dupe if you're looking just to try something different. Maybe you've tried one or the other and you just want to branch out and try something new. I recommend, either of those are great. And I hit pan on the Hourglass one, so like I said, the Hourglass one's my favorite, but I do like both of them a lot. I've used them both for quite some time now. So moving on to some highlights here, starting with powder highlights. Also kind of same situation here. One just happens to be maybe a little bit more intense, or slightly different. I'd say these are also 90% dupe too. They're not, 100% exactly, but the two highlights that I have here that are more on the icy pink side are, I have the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder in Incandescent Strobe Light, and then I have the Dandelion Twinkle from Benefit, so the mini version of that highlight as well. And there are both full-size versions of these highlights as well available, but I wanted to just try both of them out because I tend to like, the more cool-toned pink, brightening highlights rather than something that's gold or, kind of more of a yellow tone. I'll show them next to each other as well, just so you guys can kind of tell. I mean, in the pan, I feel like they look very, very similar, but again, the difference is also kind of shown on the face, or I guess not a difference, rather a similarity. So I'll swatch them next to each other. Hopefully you can see, oops, I got swatched that one twice for some reason. Hopefully you can see a little bit of a difference. But basically the tone of these is the same. So this is I'll show you. So this is the Dandelion Twinkle. And then this is the Hourglass Incandescent right here. So I don't know if you guys can tell. I know my camera quality isn't the best, but looking at them here, the tone is very much the same. But again, I think, at least in terms of intensity, I think the Benefit Dandelion Twinkle is a little bit more intense. Like, it's got a little bit more of that fine, like, sheen. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of one of those things where you might have to swatch it in person just to kind of see for yourself. And again, they're both very beautiful. I really love them both. I don't know if I have a preference in particular for either of those. I think they're both really pretty. But I guess it kind of depends on the mood, I guess, what I'm going for, what kind of look you're going for. If I'm going for a more intense, like I want you to see that I have like a really nice light pink highlight, I think the Twinkle from Benefit is probably the best bet for you. The Hourglass is more of that creamy, like blends in with the skin really well, but also, I mean, it does stand out. I mean, it is a strobe powder. Yeah, looking at them on my hand, I think it's just a little bit softer. It's more of that kind of lit from within, you know, makes your cheekbones stand out kind of look. But those are, again, maybe those are more of like a 95% dupe, even more so than the previous powders that I showed you. So, I don't know, just keeping that in mind, hopefully that just kind of gives you a better idea of those kinds of things. And then moving on, I'm so glad that I found this, because I'm a huge fan of the Lancome, what's it called? The Glow Subtil Silky Cream Highlighter in Buff Lights. This is, unfortunately, I can't seem to find this anywhere. I really hope it's not discontinued, but if it is, I'm so glad that I found an alternative, because this is, I mean, I've hit pan on it, and I'm just so scared to use it now, but, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit less scared to use it now than I was, because at least I found something very similar. So again, that's the Lancome Glow Subtil Silky Cream Highlighter in Buff Lights, which is number 5. I'll go ahead and swatch to this, and then I'll show you the dupe that I have for it. Yeah, you won't even be able to see it because I'm so pale and my camera quality isn't the best, but the dupe that I've found, and I'm so glad that it was finally in stock when I decided to buy it, is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. It's kind of a multi-use kind of product, but I use it as a highlighter. I'm actually wearing this one today. This is in Fair, shade 1, so the lightest shade you can get. They have several different shades of these, which is great. You can use this as a primer underneath your makeup or as a highlighter on top, which is what I like to do. So this comes with a doe foot. I like how the formula ends up, you know, they're both not powder highlights, so you can get you know, really good blend with these products. So I'm gonna try, and yeah, like they just both blend into the skin so well that like you can't even see it on my hand. This one is the Lancome, and this one right here is the Charlotte Tilbury. So I apologize if you can't see that. Again, I guess it's just one of those things where if you can go to a department store and look at the Charlotte Tilbury, go ahead and swatch that. Again, you could find the shade that you're looking for, or at least the one that suits you the most. I don't know if you can find the Lancome ones, but if you can, go ahead and give it a swatch. The formula is beautiful on both of these things. I can't say enough good things. I'd say these are also pretty much a 100% dupe for each other as well, at least looking on my hand right now. They just really bring that brightness and that, you know, kind of that creamy glow to the skin, if that's what you're looking for. And another thing I like to do is I recently bought this, but I've experimented with it quite a bit. I like to take this and I like to set it with my Becca highlight in Pearl. So I have the powder version of the Pearl highlight that they have, and it's just the most, like, at least for me on my skin tone, it's so flattering because I really like those like icy, cool toned, you know, really bright highlights, because some highlights just, most of them are too dark for me actually, so I tend to like the ones that, you know, are pretty super pale and kind of that icy, you know, really kind of shimmery, just, you know, beautiful lit from within kind of glow. And I kind of go, depending on what kind of look I have, I can either go with a super heavy highlight, like, you know, that she's wearing it, or sometimes I just kind of like something natural and a little bit more subdued and soft. So I like products that can kind of, you know, support each other and go, you know, either super intense or super soft. So if that gives you a better idea of kind of the things I'm looking for, maybe that's helpful, maybe not. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. So only just a couple more things left. So speaking of that kind of icy, you know, very bright, light colored highlights, I really have been searching for the perfect, like silver, you know, really bright silver eyeshadow and eyeliner. So I guess the two dupes that I have here that I've found that are just really, really perfect and complementary to each other. And you could just get one or the other. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil and Cuff, which this is just the most stunning, you know, really bright silver. It's not like a dark gray or like a gunmetal. It's really that truly beautiful bright silver eyeliner, which lasts in the waterline really well. If you're a follower of Urban Decay, you know that their eyeliners are pretty impeccable. And then the dupe that I have here that is significantly cheaper, but also kind of a different product, but the same tone, the same shade, same color, is the Sephora brand. What's it called? That's the French. I don't speak French. Colorful shadow and liner, waterproof, and it's a glitter. It's called number 18 Silver Glitter. So, I mean, it is what it sounds like, and see, as you can tell, this is more of like a jumbo crayon pencil type thing, but swatched next to each other, these are like 100% the same tone, the same color. This one right here, I don't know if you guys can see, this the smaller line is the Urban Decay, and the one next to it here is the Sephora brand. So really, I guess if it was me and I was, you know, for the first time, if I hadn't known about these things, I'd probably go for the Sephora brand first, because you can use this as an eyeliner in your waterline if you want, or you can use it all over the lid as a shadow. And so that's what I've done in the past, and I will tell you, I really, really, really love this. And I love the Urban Decay one as well, and I have used the Urban Decay eyeliner as an eyeshadow as well. You know, it just takes a little bit more time to, you know, spread that over your eyelid and then blend it out with a finger. So it works just as well, which is great, but I would go for the Sephora brand first, kind of just to dip your toes in. And, you know, if you have walked into a Sephora before and you've looked at the Sephora brand section, they have a whole bunch of colors in this same kind of product as well, in addition to the Urban Decay also having, you know, a whole bunch of options to choose from with their eyeliners in terms of colors and shades and finishes. And, you know, they have matte, they have shimmer, they have glitter, you know, really the choice is yours, but I would probably go with the Sephora brand first just to see if you like it. And then, you know, just kind of take it from there in terms of, you know, what kind of other products you may be looking at. But I think those are pretty much a 100% dupe for each other. And the Sephora brand is obviously significantly cheaper than the Urban Decay. So I don't know, hopefully that's helpful for you. And then just my final two dupes that I have here, moving into the lips. So I have two lip liners that I was kind of surprised that I found were dupes, but I was going through my collection and just kind of swatching, because I was like, you know, just trying to decide on a particular day what kind of lip color I wanted, and I noticed, I was like, these are really pretty much the same color. So I have the Urban Decay, again, the 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in Walk of Shame, which is a nice pale pink nude. And then I have the Buxom, what do they call these? The Plump Line Lip Liner in White Russian. So I guess the obvious difference between these two, just looking at them, is, you know, the Urban Decay is going to be a little bit more precise, more of an, you know, lining the outside of the lips kind of product. And then the Buxom, you could use this as a, you know, totally fill in the lips super quick, and that's your lip color for the day. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try and find a spot to swatch these. So I'll do the Buxom first, and then the Urban Decay right next to it. So again, I apologize for the lighting and the, you know, inaccuracy of how it may show up on film, but the Buxom is here on this side, and then on the other side is the Urban Decay liner. So I don't know, again, it's one of those things you're just gonna have to go in store and maybe swatch it for yourself just to kind of double check, but from what I can tell, these are close enough dupes that, again, no one's gonna like look at your lips and, you know, be able to tell the difference anyway, right? So I guess just depending on if you want, you know, that kind of plumping, cooling feeling, you know, go for this, go for the Buxom, but if that's not your type of thing, then maybe just go for the Urban Decay and, you know, just call it a day. I don't remember which one's cheaper, but I think they're both kind of in that, you know, middle of the road kind of price range, or actually, I mean, probably more, it's more high end, at least to me. But again, that's just more of a preference thing. But I don't know, I just thought that was interesting how I was going through my collection and I saw that they were pretty much the same beautiful, like, pinky nude. You know, they're both really stunning. I don't prefer one over the other. I guess it just depends on if I want to, have my lips, you know, be a little more plump that day, or maybe not. And then the final dupe that I have for you guys, they're not, I mean, this is kind of a, you know, loose adaptation of what a dupe is, but I don't know, I was just so surprised to find that these two colors, you know, they complement each other really well, and I could, you know, interchange them depending on, you know, just what I wanted to touch up with that day. So I have the MAC lipstick. It's a cream sheen finish in the shade Pretty Boy, and I don't know, it's just a really nice kind of like corally pink, but like a medium type of pink. So I know you might not be able to see super duper well, but that's what that looks like. Again, I'll swatch them next to each other here in a second. But to compare that, I have the Bite Beauty lip pencil in this shade number 66, and I'm not sure if they're discontinuing these, but they've been on sale on the Sephora website for quite some time now. So I don't know, I would go ahead and try and snag this if you're, you know, looking for some new lip liners, and I don't know, you're in a pinch and you want to take advantage of the sale. But yeah, so I'll swatch these next to each other just so you can see, you know, how similar of a tone they are. Now the finish is different, so maybe you'll be able to tell, maybe not. But basically, so the MAC is on this side, and then the Bite Beauty is on this side. So as you can tell, I don't know, maybe not, but the cream sheen lipstick is, like it says, it's that creamy, you know, got that sheen, like glass, like kind of glossy finish, so it's more of a glossy lipstick. Now the Bite Beauty lip pencil, that's more of a matte, you know, satin, really creamy, not drying at all kind of finish. So again, that's just kind of more of your preference. If you want to pick up both, just so you can have, you know, you can always have that base color, that matte, you know, that matte color and that matte finish if you want, with the Bite Beauty lip pencil. And if you kind of want more of a gloss on top, just to kind of, you know, make it last a little bit longer, make it maybe a little more comfortable for the lips, you can go ahead and pick up the MAC lipstick as well to just kind of put on top of that. Or either way, you could wear them each by themselves. Totally up to you, you know. The world is your oyster. There's no rules when it comes to makeup. I don't know, I just wanted to show you guys today some of the dupes that I found within my own collection. Like, I didn't go out and buy anything in particular, I guess, for this video. However, I was on a search for that, a dupe for my beloved Lancome highlighter. So I'm so glad that I found that Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I think that's probably my favorite new recent discovery that I've found in the past couple weeks. And yeah, with that, I'm just gonna end it there. If you guys have questions, comments, you know, fire away in the comment section. I really enjoy reading your comments if anyone sees this. Yeah, and then I'll be back with another video coming soon. I've got a lot of good plans, a lot of fun things coming up, so stay tuned, and I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.